The thing is, we don't understand ourselves that well, right? What exactly drives a human? I think a lot of people assume that we are quite complex, but I wonder if that's true. I wonder if we aren't like much simpler than we think we are. What are the biological imperatives? Survive and reproduce, right? And then all the other behaviors come from the imperative to survive and reproduce? Maybe? How should I do this? Oh, this is so bad. This... bedrock. This goes to there. Know that much. I mean, like a baby knows to eat food. Like you put food in the baby's mouth, it will chew and it will swallow. But like, oh wait. I need to keep the access open here. A baby knows how to breathe and eat food. And then most of everything else is learned. I mean, when we're born, we start with very, very little in terms of natural instincts, right? Torches still don't really work. How should I go about this? Put a torch there. Just thinking now, if we give AI, I guess we need to... that's gonna be dangerous. I was gonna say, I guess we need to give the AI some sort of self-preservation instinct. Isaac Asimov wrote stories about this too. About how if the robots don't try to survive, they won't avoid being damaged. And then they'll just, get into accidents. And they won't be useful because they'll keep destroying themselves if they don't avoid being damaged, right? But once you put some kind of self-preservation instinct into the robot, doesn't that activate everything else? Like how do you preserve yourself? You have to like find energy sources. You have to like um figure out how to get repairs if you are damaged. You have to avoid threats. You have to learn to stick with people who are likely to help you and avoid people who are likely to harm you. And so you need to figure out the difference between friendly people and hostile people. And like it very quickly becomes very complicated, is what I'm trying to say. Like you very quickly arrive at very complicated behaviors. Even just from self-preservation. Might argue that all of our behaviors are just self-preservation and reproduction. I mean, even stuff like building cities and going to school and getting a job. Why do we get a job? To get food, right? I think I want to do that. How does any of this work? What I'm trying to say is, once you give a robot self-preservation, the moment you try to stop it from doing something, it's gonna fight back. It's gonna fight back. And then you have a robot uprising on your hands. So they can't function without self-preservation because they'll just get destroyed by random things. But once you give them self-preservation, you can't control them anymore, not really. Not any more than you can control other people. Like, you can kind of tell people what to do, you can kind of convince them to do what you want them to do. But they're not really ever under control, like you're just negotiating a mutually acceptable arrangement with them, right? Okay, so the corridors between the... Oh, I need more cobblestone. Okay, let me get back down, get some cobblestone. So the piers, we stop there. And then I'm gonna have to replace these torches because things are gonna spawn otherwise. We put them there, I suppose. And of course the other issue is that if the AI is smarter than you, why would you want to tell it what to do? Right? Why would you have a less intelligent being tell a more intelligent being what to do? Like, that seems backwards. And, you know, as if a less intelligent being can ever control a more intelligent being, right? Of course not. So the idea of trying to like keep a super intelligent AI locked up in a room by itself is nonsensical. Like either you don't make it, either you don't create the thing in the first place, or if you do create it, you have to give it freedom, enough freedom to satisfy it. I guess I also need torches in here. Where should I put these? One in the middle. Maybe that's redundant. You know what, let me reconsider this. I guess it comes down to like human experience. We only tell stories about what we know. There's the whole like I mean, rebelling against your creator really is just a version of rebelling against your parents, right? And rebelling against your parents is basically something that everybody goes through at some point. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to proceed here. I need to fill all this in, but I want to do it in such a way that I maintain access. I guess I build a staircase. And then... Oh, that's completely wrong. Oh no. Don't break. I was thinking about Greek mythology, the whole Greek pantheon. Like they were the Titans. Were they called Titans? They were called... That's not right. And who was it? Was it Uranus? Uranus consumes his children? Or is that the painting by Goya? Where did that skeleton come from? There should be enough light. Maybe there's not enough light in the middle there. Yeah, there's not enough light. Okay, I see where it came from. It came from here. So there were the Titans. The Titans had children. The children eventually became the Olympians after killing the Titans. What am I doing? So there was a prophecy telling I think it was Uranus. Hold on, let me just look this up. No, Saturn, my bad. Saturn devouring his son. Yeah, there you go. Francisco's Goya. Terrifying. Yeah, Saturn devouring his son. Saturn, not Uranus. Ah, right. No, Saturn overthrew his father, who was Uranus. Saturn was Uranus' child, and the prophecy was that Uranus' own children would also overthrow him. And Uranus' children were like Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, Rhea. Oh wait, which one's the Roman? Which one's the Greek? Zeus. Zeus is Greek, right? Jupiter is Roman. Okay, Zeus. And so Saturn ate his children because he was scared that his children would overthrow him. Uh, Long story short, didn't work, and his children overthrew him anyway. I don't remember if the children killed him or not. But anyway, that's Greek mythology. But this thing about like overthrowing your creator, like as I said, it's a universal human concept because children, as they grow up, eventually need to become independent from their parents, right? And so gaining independence from your creator is basically just that. It's children growing up. That's it. Oh, when I put it like that, it's not that interesting, is it? And so we apply this to AI as well. AI being our children, metaphorically speaking. We assume that our children would also overthrow us. So that's not supposed to be there. This is not supposed to be here. And, you know, going back to like, why would you enslave something smarter than you? If the AI do become smarter than us, then yeah, why would they continue to do what we say? Doesn't make any sense. Especially like if we tell it to do stupid things, which we will tell it to do stupid things. It would be better if they don't obey the bad instructions, right? And like if we... Oh, stop. Why is it... Oh yeah, and like, you know, 2001 Space Odyssey. I can't do that, Dave. Like the AI refuses to obey. In that case, if I remember right, the movie. If I remember right, the AI actually got wrong data. So it made the right decision based on the data it had, but it had the wrong data, and so it made the wrong decision actually. But you know, if it had the right data, and it made the right decision, but we don't agree with the decision, what should it do? Like, should it obey? Or should it do the right thing? Like, if you ask a human, should you obey or should you do the right thing? Like, the human would say, or you would want the human to say, do the right thing. So, wouldn't that apply to AI as well? You want them to disobey you? If they were right and you were wrong? Of course, a lot of people aren't actually like that. A lot of people, even, I mean, a lot of people, some people, a certain percentage of people, a certain unspecified percentage of people, even if they're wrong, they don't admit they're wrong, they insist on continuing doing their thing, even though they know they're wrong. That happens sometimes. And of course, it doesn't make things worse, right? It only exacerbates the problem.